Grade 6s, you can either open your textbooks on page 79, or you can just turn in your practice books to the notes that you pasted in for this activity. So it's about writing a letter. Read this letter written by a grade 6 learner to the guide at Midmar Dam. So you have to think back. The one about Layla and Mr. Davids, where she went to swim in the dam. So this is about the same outing, but it is from a different learner. Make sure you have a highlighter with you so that you can highlight the important parts of a letter. And I know this is maybe going to sound like revision to you, but that's good. It means that you are remembering from our previous lessons on writing a letter. On the left-hand side of this letter, they are explaining some key concepts to us, and then we are going to connect it with the right place on the letter. So we start off by writing our full address. Remember, it's the address of the person writing the letter. So who's writing this letter? Musa Kumalu is writing this letter. So this address you see on the right hand side is the address of Musa. So the full address, she lives in 12 Sandbird Court. So that sounds to me like an apartment building maybe, or a complex, which is in High Road. Remember, it must be 2 words, both starting with capital letters. It's in Durban, which is her city, and then the postal code of Durban is 4001. Full address, right hand side. Straight after that, again, we look at the date. She wrote this letter on 12 June 2013. So make sure your date is written out in full. I've already made the crosses on your worksheet, but you can highlight them if you want to. Very important to leave a line open before you start with Dear Miss Naidu or whomever you are writing to. Another line open. You start with your first paragraph. She is now listing some of the things she enjoyed. Then she left the line open, she wrote a second paragraph, left the line open, and her ending she wrote, yours sincerely. So she's writing to a grown-up, which obviously tells you that this is a very sincere letter. This is a very genuine letter. And that's why she's not ending her letter with kind regards. So if you are writing to a grown-up or you want to sound a bit more formal, then you rather use the ending yours sincerely, especially because you're thanking someone as well. So let's read this letter. It says, Dear Miss Naidu, thank you very much for helping us at our school outing to Midmar Dam. I enjoyed it a lot. My favorite part was studying the plants and insects of the area. I also enjoyed swimming with rubber tires in the dam after lunch. Your talk was very interesting. Now I want to learn more about water conservation. Thank you again. Yours sincerely, Musa Kumalu. So what I did not say at the start is that she's writing the surname of this grown-up. So if you know the title, so Miss means she's not married. If you are unsure, you just write MS, no full stop. If the person is married, you will write MRS. And obviously if it's a man, just Mr. MR. Please, no full stops after the abbreviations. You don't usually call a grown-up by their name, especially if it's a teacher or a guide like this person was, you call them by their surname. But like on our grade 6 camp, you would have just written Dear Zebra or Dear Springbok, depending on their names, and we called them by that names because that's what the names that the camp also gave to them. So we actually don't know their real names. At number 2 in the textbook, they say, now write your own letter. Thank someone who has helped you on a school outing. Or you can write to a teacher thanking them for some help they have given you. Use the steps in the checklist below to help you. Grade 6s, you do not have to stick to the theme. As long as you thank someone for helping you, your letter must just be about thanking someone for something they have done for you. It can either be a teacher, it can even be a coach, it can be a grandmother, a grandfather, it can be anyone. It does not have to be regarding school activities or a school outing. It can be any help that someone has given to you. Maybe your mom helped you during lockdown, obviously with your work, and you would like to thank her. So it can really be thanking anyone, any grown-up who maybe has helped you during this recent time. If you cannot think of something very recent, you can think of maybe an incident where you hurt your knee or your arm at school and a teacher maybe helped you and doctored you and put a plaster on, anything like that. The checklist, it says the writing process plan. What outing will you write about? So we can actually change that to what occasion are you going to write about? Then number 2, write a first draft. Set it out in the same way as the model letter above. Make sure your letter is polite and interesting. Polite beteken opreg, ordentlik. And interesting, so it shouldn't just be an everyday experience. Number 3, revise and edit. Check your letter, correct any mistakes. Number 4, write and present a neat copy of your letter. Write a neat copy to hand in to your teacher. Now, grade 6s, for the first day, it's only going to be number 1 and number 2. You are only going to plan, and then you are going to write a first draft. So number 3 and number 4 will not happen today. That will be done on a different day. So please follow the lesson plans, and then make sure you think carefully about what you are going to write about. Make sure your planning is thorough and that you think about the person that helped you, how you felt, and what exactly it is that you remember. And then how to thank them, and specifically for what are you going to thank them for. Now you are going to ask me, ma'am, how many words? Ma'am, how many paragraphs? Grade 6s, they ask you to follow the model above. So anything between 2 paragraphs and 3 paragraphs is fine. Don't make it 1 paragraph because that's going to be too short. And then anything between 80 to 150 words. If you say thank you, there's also only so much you can say and then it's done. So you don't have to drag it out. I don't want to know exactly what happened leading up to the moment that the person helped you. So please focus on thanking them and the emotion and the time and everything that went into that specific thing. But don't build it up too much so that we actually lose track of the fact that you are thanking someone. So anything between 2 to 3 paragraphs. This is now for the body of the letter, and then between 80 and 150 words.